Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome here, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Well, I think this is going to be the last day of being in the air element. But that doesn't mean that we don't still bring it with us, bring it up with us as we move through. So if you're just new, we've gone through many of the elements. We're over 50 episodes in. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me Integrative Holistic Health. I'm here to share because I care. And I love working with modalities of integrative energy healing, Psych-K, which is a kinesiology way of testing the body to see what the stressors are in the nervous system for limiting beliefs, and sound healing, as well as a Himalayan yoga and meditation instructor. And I have continued studies in the professional series of the Healing Oil Collective and regular studies in shamanism. It's a deep, deep interest of that indigenous and ancient wisdom. Oops. So I was trying, I was sitting in my practice, and prior to this, during my shower, I was going through my grounding and centering and aligning, and I really felt called to share with you that it doesn't have to be this intense thing where, boom, take your feet to the center of the core of the earth and bring it up. It's my sort of way to express to you the process in a real sensory way. But there's also other sensory ways. Like when I was in this morning, and it's a beautiful mystical day today. I just love this lacy, misty rain that we're experiencing in Vancouver. And I can get mesmerized by it as I try to watch it through the window, and I can just feel that presence and that knowingness is just right there straight away. And in the shower particularly, it was just feeling the shower running on my body, and just I had the water temperature like at a tepid. It was like a neutral temperature, and it was different. It was just a really different experience. So play with your water temperatures, play with your textures, play with your different things in your environments, and I have this real urge to paint my room as we're painting my daughter's room, who's just come back from university. It's like, oh my gosh, I have the itch. It's time to paint. And I've recently painted my home 37 gallons of white. So it's time to paint my room white, to get into that expansion and feel that expansion in that environment. It's like, it's like I can taste it. I get a little extra saliva in my mouth going, oh my goodness, it's definitely time. And I also wanted to talk on some unseen experiences that I've had today, as we are going into this truth region of the air, and we're moving past it and coming into the throat region, where we're going to bring our voice and our heart together. And it's going to be stoked by this fire and this passion for what it is that we want. What do we want to experience in life? How do we want that to feel? And giving ourselves permission to stand in that birthright place and take ownership of it, and feel comfortable, feel grounded and centered in line and comfortable in this space. So one of my experiences, I always wear a piece of my grandma's jewelry every day. And she was a fashionista. She loved her fashion jewelry, and she was into her, when she passed in 2017, her husband realized that she had drawerfuls of fashion jewelry from like the Shopping Channel or whatever it was, because she lived in a small rural town. So that was been the only way she could get these fun little packages in the mail for herself. And a lot of them were gemstones. And you might have seen this one. So my auntie went across Canada. She carried a caravan of my grandma's furniture, jewelry, and brought it to all the grandchildren and let them pick whatever they wanted. Well, I have reams of beautiful jewelry. I loved her so deeply.
She was like my fashionista role model. So I picked up a few of her pieces and a few of her very grand pieces. And we have the same size ring finger, which is not a small ring finger, I think size 8. So there was a few pieces, but I didn't really resonate with anything. So I left. And then I had this notion. She was talking to me. She says, you go back and you get that ring. And when I was talking to my cousin Carol, I had picked up this ring when we were going through her jewelry, and I laughed and I said, this truly is a grandma ring. This is really a grandma ring. It's really well made. It's beautiful. And I chuckled and I said, this is totally grandma. And I put it back. And so and I didn't take any rings. I didn't I have my one talisman ring that I stick with, and that's about it. And so I had to go back. And I said, oh, we're there for dinner. And I said, oh, you know what? Grandma's sent me back for a ring, and I don't know what ring I'm supposed to get. So we went into the jewelry little area that she had set up. And I had always carry a little crystal pendulum with me wherever I go. It was something that I learned of in India on my first trip there in 2015. So I'll test it every once in a while. And I said, okay, so I'm going to try on a ring. So I'd try on a ring and I'd hold up the pendulum, and it picks up on energy. So if I put up this magnet, you're going to see some energy. You're going to see the pendulum start to move. So it picks up on our energy centers in our body too. So I would put on a ring, or I'd hold the ring, and it would be flat. It would say, it would be like, I don't know, maybe if I use this pen, would it be flat? And should I write with this pen? So it's not moving. And I picked up a ring and I'd say, is this the ring, Grandma? And she'd be like, I'd say no. And then it would go back and forth like this. And I'd say no. And I'd say, thank you. And then it would stop. And then I would say, is this the ring, Grandma? And then it would say no. And then sure as heck, I pick up this ring and I said, is this the ring I'm supposed to take, Grandma? And it's like a full on yes. And you can ask it, what is yes and what is no? No, what is yes? And you say, thank you. It stops. What is yes? How do you show me yes? How do you show me yes? And I work with it with the energy centers too, with my clients. I'll use just a string. So this little tiny string on this crystal base, so that they absolutely know it's not me touching or moving this string. You know, Grandma, is this the ring I should have? Look at that. That's a big yes. So it's just the energy. It's not woo-wooey. It's not anything. It's how it's interpreted. And crystals are used in satellites. Crystals are used with NASA. Crystals are used in computers. Crystals are used in watches. Crystals have been used for thousands and thousands of years. So that's just a little bit of sort of the unseen world, and how we can lean into the strength of it. We want to lean into the strength of the unseen world, and that goes for the planets and the universe, and astrology. Like, people have studied this for eons. The Mayans have studied astrology. Everybody in the early time, before time became a manifest into this linear time, we as an existence use something as a guiding light, And if you don't like it, don't take it on. If you like it, try it on. If you're curious, be curious. And that's it. Allow yourself to venture out to the little edges that offer us a little discomfort. But then what that does is it increases our comfort zone. We start to live at a higher comfort zone. So with that, let's get into our grounding and centering and aligning. I'd like to walk us through what one of my dear teachers, one of his Swami Veda's renditions of meditation. So it'll be a little bit different, but I hope you can sit with it and see how you feel with it. And also, there's a variety of things. When I sit and I journal and I take my time to sit on my seat with my lineage and using my living mantra, and I use my mala and I do some japa, that's doing rounds of the mala, and I light some incense to help me to be grounded, and a candle. And whenever I get the curiousness of whether I'm being guided or whether it's my mind, I make a notation in my book with these pink stickies to remind me that that there is something bigger than me that's helping me to guide me in this time here on this planet. I'm working with community and working to be in service. So be open as we move out of this region of air and the unseen and that astral plane. This is what we're working with, is the astral plane in this region. We're moving up into the celestial plane. So now we're going up into that unseen world and into the higher self. So be gentle with yourself and be gentle with what's coming up in your mana, in your mind. And you can give it a little sweep and you can put it in your journal and sit with it and find your truth. Find yesterday's heart card was you only need your approval. You only need your approval. And this is your life. This is my life. I haven't been on publicly sharing how I live my life, but here I am now. The time is right. The time is now. And when the teacher's ready, the student will show up. When the student's ready, the teacher will show up. I'm always a student, and I offer you this from a place of my experiential learning, the truth that I have found, and the success and the love and the bliss that I get to experience every single day. So please join me. All right. Feet on the floor. Feel the 4 points, just like in yoga. Feel the 4 points on your foot, the 2 on the heel, the 2 in the balls of your feet. If you can, spread your toes a little bit and give them a little suction. They're called yoga toes. I do it every morning. I give my hands yoga, jazz hands, and yoga toes. And when I'm doing my bed yoga, we'll get into that too as well. And just allow the etheric feet and the tree roots to ground into the center core of the earth. Write down, drop, or ground if you have a word. And if it feels good, you can close your eyes at this point. But when you come up into your centering, I invite you to open up your eyes. And when we go into the alignment, I invite you to open up your eyes to keep that centering and keep you in your body. Sometimes when we close our eyes, we can just kind of distance off in that witness place. And that's okay. We just need to bring ourselves back to our feet and bring ourselves back to our sit bones and where we're sitting or laying, whatever is supporting our human body. And allow that earth energy, that beautiful crystalline core that we're wrapping around, and bringing that beautiful Mother Earth energy up with that red color resonance and frequency into both the feet and the ankles and the calves and the knees and the thighs. I'm washing through those thighs, your thighs and hips, and into the lower abdomen, and engaging that deep diaphragmatic breath and really making sure that you've got your sensory turned on so that we can work. This is a regulation of our nervous system. So we're accessing the nervous system with our sensory, and we're letting it know that we're creating this safety container. So if we get something that's shocking throughout the day, we've already been there. We've grounded into that. We've experienced that sound or that vibration, which is a sound. We just may not hear it and pick it up with our human ears. And allow that to wash up into the lung region, the heart, as we give an expansion there, and over the shoulders and down our arms to our hands. In gratitude, and such deep gratitude for this beautiful Mother Earth energy as we bring it into our neck and our head and up into Sahasrara, and allow it to wash over the body, and give ourselves Give ourselves that experience on the nerve endings. As it washes down the body. And bring yourself into the centering. It's a little rock. And then we can engage the alignment from the perineum up through the spine, out Sahasrara, past the solar system, past the galaxy, into the universe cosmos. As we bring this fine line to divine source creator, send it up, no distractions. In this astral realm, we want to be on point, on focus, and we want to allow that gold and white light energy from divine creator source, higher self, father sky, universal energy into the head. This beautiful white golden light, sparkly, healing divine source light. And invite it into all the body, every space in between each cell, every cell. Fortifying and nourishing this body, our body, your vessel, your body. And just allow it to float through the body, or allow it to quickly run through the body, giving body permission to take up all those free radicals. Offer the healing, accept the healing at this time from that energy that we're consciously bringing in from our higher conscious into this physical consciousness, into our field of consciousness, so that we walk with this. This is what we walk with, this an expanded field. Start to see if you can see people with a contracted field. And feel the field. When we do this in workshops, we actually feel the field. We can have someone standing at one end of the room and somebody walks in, and the person that's standing at the other end of the room says when they feel, and they have their back to people walking in and out of their field, and they go, yep, someone's in my field. Someone's in my field. Is it comfortable or uncomfortable? It's comfortable, so then that person walks closer into their field. Is it comfortable or is it uncomfortable? It's comfortable, walks another step closer. Whoa, stop there, now it's uncomfortable. It's really an interesting way to see where your boundaries are. Whether you let that person walk right up to you, right up to the very back, and you have no notion of it. The first time I did it, I cried. I cried because I was like, wow. My boundaries need some construction, some foundation. And it was with awareness that I was at this place, and joy. It wasn't, it was a multi emotion, because it was like a great awareness. And it was sad that I've been living like that for this long. But then it was joy, because here I am taking the steps to course correct and create that boundary for myself. So when we do a boundary workshop, that's what we're doing. That's what we're working with. And we set the container first, and we set the intention first, and then we spend a day immersing ourselves in the work, and so that we feel comfortable when we walk out of the work. Let's bring our selves back to the sit bones as we offer gratitude to ourselves for being here. Thank you for listening this long. It's hard to pay attention this long. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to you. Thank yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Yay. Yay me. Say that to yourself. Yay me. And feel if there's any constriction here. Yeah. And then in yoga, you would just lift ever so lightly, not hard. Just lift a little bit to bring to the edge. So now as we feel our sit bones and we feel our feet on the floor, I'm going to this more of a guided meditation. It's very much what we already do, but it's more of a guided meditation. So I invite you to gently find your center. And same with the head, find the center there and allow your eyes to gently close. And also invite you to just curl your lips up a little bit. And we're bringing the awareness into this beautiful vessel, your beautiful vessel of your body. And we're going to call in for the relaxation of all our muscles and joints. And we're going to start to observe just our natural flow of the breath. Engaging our breath awareness to the diaphragmatic breath. Bringing it potentially from a chest breath down into the diaphragm. Now observe the gentle movement from the stomach region as it produces a smooth, even breath without pressure, without tension, without sound, without jerks. And as the breath becomes even, not only does the jerkiness of the breath leave, but the jerkiness of the mind will diminish. In a smooth pattern. The channel of the breath from the depths of the navel region to the depths of the nasal region. It becomes a continuous flow. As we observe the mind. Gently, slowly, smoothly, without a jerk, without a sound. And when one comes to the end of the breath, it does not make a stop. It continues to flow into the awareness of the next breath. The continuous flow of the next breath replaces the jerky motion. The thought patterns are now for the favorite name for divinity, or, if you do not believe in God, whatever divine figure, take that name and think that name. Again, without a pause between that name. If you are not a believer, you can use the so hum without a break. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. So flows easily, naturally on the inhalation. Hum flows easily and naturally on the exhalation. Continuing the breath to train the mind. It is better to use one method, the same thought, the same sound, the same breathing pattern, not changing the name or the mantra again and again. A new groove may form in your mind. Whenever you need to calm the mind, you can bring the mind into that groove. Breathe the name. The mind becomes an even, flowing stream. Now abandon the breath awareness and allow the name to arise with you in your, not bringing it to the speech organs. Just allow it to arise. Stay in this place as long as you wish, but not too long, as the mind may wander off. The next step is deep interior silence. Come back to the mind, being an even consciousness. Bring your awareness to the touch of the floor. Bring your hands and palms together. Bring them to your heart space and gently open your eyes. Welcome. I'd love to know what you thought, what you experienced, how it worked for you. We're just going to try on different hats and experience different meditations, but keeping our word the same. You know, whenever the mind is disturbed or needs to make a decision, take 2 or 3 minutes. Practice the breath awareness in the same way that we've been working with. And trust yourself. Our card offering for today. Everything is here for you, waiting to be received. Everything is here for you, waiting to be received. I believe when we do this work, we open our receiving channels because we're giving so much to ourselves. And by giving to ourselves, we're giving to all with this higher vibration, higher frequency. And therefore, the law of the universe is you receive back what you give out, good or bad. They're the seeds that are planted. So get in your garden today, this one, and plant some great seeds, because everything is waiting is here for you, waiting to be received. Make it a great day. I love you.